Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the July 23rd, the thirsty Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there, too. You can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. And, of course, in our Tiger's Den, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday, thirsty one at that. Of course, I'm Steve Rhodes. This is Tiger Financial News Network, and welcome to the show. Right now, we got a mixed bag out here. The Dow's off 100, the S&P down 11, the NASDAQ off 146. We'll kind of start there as we take a look at the markets. The Russell 2000 is up 11 points. That's 0.7% to the upside. Gold's up 26 bucks, 1.5%. Silver's down 12 pennies. Natural gas is up 10 cents. That's a big move out there. Light sweet crude is basically flat out here. Leading the charge dollar-wise, the upside. We've got Watts Co. That's up 32 bucks or 16%. Boston Beer, Sam Adams having a good day, up 4%. Grayscale Ethereum up 18 bucks, trade down at 103. Cintas is up 16. Lithium Motors up 13. Amazon leading the charge dollar-wise to the downside, up 2.5% or 75 bucks. Chipotle off 52 or 4%. Tesla down 42 bucks, a couple of percent, and Google's off 37. So it's no wonder that the NDX 100 is struggling. So let's go really see what's going on inside the Index 100. Let's first start by trying to understand market breadth. Now, when we take a look at the market breadth tool out here for the NDX 100, we've got 4 different time frames to look at. We've got a weekly, a daily, a 240, and the 60. On the 60, what we can see is this has switched to a bearish crossover. What I mean by that, let's just get the let's get 2 lines out here. That just happened within probably the past hour. Or just a few minutes out here. And right now, there are 34 constituents inside the NDX 100 where price is trading above the top of their profile. So this is not a weighted thing. We're just looking at market breadth. Each issue is on its own. It's just a matter of where is price trading in relationship to support or resistance. How many instruments are trading above resistance? 24. How many below support? 45. That gives us the bearish crossover. So this is a bias now on the hourly time frame for the bears out there. Okay, so we've got that piece of information. That's helpful to us. Now let's go. Let me just move this stuff over, and then let's go take a look at the profiles. Now I don't have any kind of outcome out here, folks. I'm just going through one step at a time. The process that I would go through. And I've been away from the screen here for about an hour and a half or so. So we're really doing this fresh. I'm just trying to understand what the market's communicating to you and I. So let's go take a look at the 16-minute equity future contract for the NQ. See if this is breaking through a level of support or just what in the heck it is doing out here. So now, as we take a look at it, we can see the potential for an A to B equals CD to the downside. Right now in this hourly session, that's the 1 to 2 session. session. You are in bar number 8 of a TD9 count, but the low so far is on bar number 7. So that's not going to qualify as a bottoming signal, but we got a ways to go, hours to go, potentially before you would get that bottom signal. Now, the other issue here, potential issue, is you can see that on the 60-minute time frame, what the NQ has done, it's made a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern, or approximately. The price projection was 10,643. The low during that last hour was just slightly above that, but it's close enough for us. But you would need some type of bullish reversal candle to confirm this Gartley buy pattern. Not likely to happen during the 1 to 2 o'clock session, just simply because it was such a wide-ranging bar between 12 and 1 out there. So not that it can't happen, but it's not likely to happen while we're on the air out here. So watch for a potential bottom signal to form inside the NQ. No guarantee, just watch for it because of the patterns that are in play out here. Now let me just switch over and go to a shorter time frame and then a larger time frame. Just curious what's going on the 30-minute time frame chart here for the NQ. See if we've got anything. I've got nada, zip, zilch, so nothing to take a look at there for the NQ. Let's go up another time frame. In fact, let's as long as we're here, let's go take a look at all the time frames that Stevie has. So here, this is the 2-hour time frame. The 2-hour time frame says price must close below 10,562.75 in order to potentially generate a change in trend signal. That is its breakout support. It's normal for something to break out and then eventually pull back to that support level. Well, on the 2-hour time frame for the NQ, that level is 10,562. So we can clearly see that. Nothing that Stevie went and identified and showed you a swing point. That's just simply using an objective tool. Nothing like objective trading out here. If we take a look at the 5-hour time frame, the 5-hour time frame says 10,341.50 is the number that price needs to close below before you could get to some kind of change in trend signal. But we do know there's pressure on the hourly time frame. We took a look at that, market breadth, so on and so forth. But there is potential bottoming patterns, the A to B equals CD or the Gartley buy pattern that could form. On the daily time frame, what price has done the last couple of days, it's tested and it's rejected Stevie's green line. That's priced at 10,891. So that says it wants further retracement out here. Now, this is the daily time frame that we're looking at. I'm going to switch to a different daily chart out here because if this is some type of a top, so let's pull this over here. And when I say some kind of a top, I'm talking about one that lasts 3 days. I'm talking about one that lasts 2 months. Or a couple of months out here. So now we've got the NQ, and this is basically my TD9 count tool, but I've adjusted it, just taking a look at, just trying to understand the flow, the wave, the pattern inside the NQ. And so now this is coming off of the March bottom out here. Those red lines, those represent potential support levels. So you would think if you're going to see a change in trend, this is just 2 days out here, that price would bust through a key support level. What's the key support level right now inside the NQ using this tool, 10,523 or a 10,711? Now, why does Stevie have this two-bar pattern out here? Because if you take a look at the NQ, it's only been 3. Now we're at 4 times now where we've seen 2 consecutive closes where each close was a close below the prior bar. There was one instance, and it was right here, when there were 3 consecutive closes. And it appears that maybe today we're going to be in that 3rd consecutive close. That was right here on the trading session of April 21st, 2020. That was when there was 3 consecutive closes out here. Typically, there's just been 2 consecutive closes. So at this stage here, are we going to call the NQ making some type of significant top right now at 1:14 in the afternoon? Not a chance. And you know where. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, Taz understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the Taz Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So Dow's off 123, S&P 14. Let's go back to the NQ here for Ruby in the Tiger's Den. And Ruby's asking the question. She is short the NQ and is asking the question, should she remain short? So, Ruby, this is the we've already taken a look at the number of different charts for the NQ. So here I've just drilled down for you on a 10-minute time frame. And on the 10-minute time frame, what we can see is that this had formed a TD9 count bottom. So bar number 8, nice little hammer candle. It's inside a bullish structured 10-minute profile out here. And right now, the bounce is taking price right up to Stevie's red line, the oscillator and change line. It's currently printing at 10.713. What I want you to notice here, and this may provide you with the piece of information that you're looking for. So if we come back to about 4:40 in the morning, to get a 10-minute chart, we can see that there have not been two closes, Ruby, above Stevie's oscillator and change line. And we know that right now price has just simply bounced up into it at 10.711-ish, and it's rejected it, even with the bottoming pattern. So if I were you, and just looking at a real micro type of a time frame out here, to the extent that you've got Stevie's red line on your system, or you can track that information out here, I wouldn't close it out until I saw two closes above that level. Now, another thing to consider is there could be two closes above it and just a counter trend rally up to the top of that profile at 10.753. If there's a move above that, then 10.822 would at least be where price would bounce to. But right now, you'd have to get that close above Stevie's red line out there. And I think if you use that and you just be objective, I think that'll help assist you with regard to your trade inside of the NQ out there. Let's go to John in Philly, who I believe also wants to talk about the NQ. So, John, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you?
Steve, I'm very good. Did I hear you say that was Denner Ruby asking about the NQU?
Yes.
Ah, excellent. Well, you answered half my question.
Okay.
In answering hers.
Okay, perfect.
So I thank you on that. Steve, I've got 3 observations and then a question, please, all regarding the NASDAQ futures.
Okay.
First observation, 1, is that by my following the DeMark's sequential system, a confirmation of a daily chart sequential sell was given last Wednesday, July 15th. That's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, after that 13th, 14th dump off the high, a rally ensued, of course, into Tuesday, up at 11.058 on the SEP futures, which was an exact double top. Interestingly enough, Monday was a new moon, and the high of the bounce occurred on Monday's close since we had a lower close Tuesday. Hence, there is a lunar cycle, and it looks like there's a definitive turn there via Monday's close and Tuesday's intraday high. And then third point, I observe we've got your famous Apogee Discovery. I have Apogee on that NQ at 10848, and the bounce that occurred into 1045 today went to it, stopped, and reversed. So I make those 3 observations, and that's of course that doesn't prove that a 2 to 6 week trend in the NDX NQU0 has turned down. But those are the sorts of signals that I've seen before that can lead to such an outcome. So my question is, if you're shorts on a position trade basis, is there anything that you could share that would say, hey, here's a spot to cover?
If you're short, where would be the spot to cover?
And I'm not talking anything on the 5, 10, or 30-minute bar chart basis.
Okay. So let's see. So the first thing, and I just want to make sure that you caught the opening of the show when we were looking at this chart here, John. So this is the NQ. It's a daily time frame. And all I've done here is I've taken my set of tools, and I'm just showing 2 consecutive closes where each close is above the prior bar's close out there. I'm primarily I'm not so interested in the counts to the upside. I'm more interested in the counts to the downside. And much like, being on the water and watching the waves come in, this is a way for me to understand what have the waves been doing inside the NQ, and is this going to change its structure? And so today appears right now that this will be day number 3, where each low of these last 3 days has been below the low of the prior day out here. That was a mouthful. I hope I didn't confuse you. So far, John, we've only had 3 down days inside the NQ once since the March lows. And that was the session that ended on April the 21st out there. So the question is this just a repeat of that pattern? Typically, it's just 2 down days out here inside the NQ. Now, the one thing that this shows us is using that 2-bar system out here. It draws these support and resistance lines out here. And so in order to say that the trade to the downside has legs out here, well, you'd like to see at least a 4th down day in a row out here. You'd also really like to see price get below 10,523. So that's one thing. That's not an area where I would necessarily cover, but it is something for you to consider, especially if price approaches that level on the intraday time frame chart and you see some type of bottoming pattern. So right now, I think it's still suspect with regard to the top inside of the NASDAQ, a top of significance, which is what you're referring to. Now, one thing to suggest that this could be the case comes from the equal-weighted ETF. Typically, the equal-weighted ETF for the S&P or for the NDX 100 helps to really tell the story. And not until today do we have now a potential topping signal, which is price has been rising, doing it with less relative energy. In this chart here, you'll see bar numbers 2 and 3 out there. You can see the black diagonal lines. In order for that pattern, John, to be confirmed, I need a bearish reversal candle. And today, right now, we've got it. Inside the QQEW, even though you didn't ask about it, its level of support is $80.88. So you may want to consider that as a level should the NASDAQ continue to move lower out there, because that would be your first support level, and that was the top of its profile. Specifically with regard to the NQ, since you're probably short the actual futures contract out here, its level of support, its real level of support, has to be the bottom of that daily profile, and that's 10,272. Now, on this chart, and this would be panel 2 from the left, you can see all these different diagonal rising trend lines out there. And it's possible, as you know, that this trend line can act as a support level. As far as today's price point, it would be about 10,504 out there. Now, John, we're about to go to a break. So take this information that I provided for you, come up with a question out there, and then we'll go from there. All right?
Thanks so much.
Okay, we'll be right back with John in Philly. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Sorry about that. We lost John on the line. We're taking a look at the NASDAQ. We've got some requests out here that also want us to look at Microsoft and Amazon. So really two of the top 6 holdings that make up about 54% or so of the NASDAQ itself. So John was asking for areas on a move to the downside inside the short NQ position. Where should he be looking at? Well, Microsoft, I believe, is the number 1 weighted component inside the NASDAQ. This has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. So similar to what we took a look at inside the NQ out here. And so the level that you're going to, and it formed right here on this trading day with this little bear sash candle. That was on July the 7th. We've never seen it close above that, so that pattern has not been negated at all. We can see that price has basically been consolidating with inside its daily profile. Price is approaching the bottom of that profile, John. That's at 203.33. Now, just coincidentally, not coincidentally, let me take a look at Microsoft. So Bill was also asking, hey, where's an entry point in Microsoft? I believe that was his question. So, and we're not done taking a look at it. I wanted to see what was the volume today, and has price gotten into the swing point? That swing point, yeah, it has. It's a trading day of July 17. And the volume there is 31 million, and price is pushing in. You've got 37 million already. So even though price rejected it, that high is 205.04. You're at 205.35. If price does close above 205.04 today, it tells us, because price is pushing into a swing point with volume, you're likely to see that level get retested. Likely that would be tomorrow. What you would be looking for, John, or anybody else, Ruby is short the NQ, you would be looking for the number 1 weighted component inside the NASDAQ to bust through support. So here's the daily time frame. So this is both the buy point and the good buy point out there. I can't tell you which one it's going to be, but what we can do, at least what you and I have, is we have an objective level. So we're not pulling something out of our arse or anything like that. And if there are 2 closes below 203.33, first take a look at this chart here from Microsoft. Since the March low out here, have we seen 2 closes below the bottom of a profile? And the answer is no. That's why one close is just a one-hit wonder, folks, when you've broken resistance, broken support, whatever it might be out there. So the level is 203.33, or in that range. The actual low would be the swing point from July 17th. It might be 201.39 out there. So both for John and for Mr. Bill, they're going to be watching this 203.33 level for either to remain short or possibly to get into some type of long position inside of Microsoft. Now, if price closes below 203.33, where is it likely headed to? Great question. So let's answer that. Now, of course, I asked myself that question. I really can't say great question to myself, can I? No, I can't. But if price did close below that, and John was talking about, hey, maybe a concerted move for a period of time, well, then we'd be looking at, Mr. Bill, we'd be looking at 171.88 as the buy point. That is where price actually broke out inside of Microsoft. Now, let's go take a look at Amazon. Amazon, I believe somebody had called in, was asking, hey, will Amazon track the NQ? And yeah, it's one of the top weighted instruments. That might be the number 3. I believe it's Microsoft, Apple, and then Amazon out there. And wanted me to take into account July 30th earnings as well. Well, I can't really take into account July 30th earnings, right? I don't know what their earnings are going to be. It can't impact my decision. It's more about what are the patterns inside of Amazon, where's support, where's resistance. So much like the NQ, that formed that TD9 count, that Rhodes Momentum Indicator top out here, key reversal session, bearish engulfing. So that's the same pattern. But what Amazon needs to do to give you any kind of potential change in trend signal, you're looking at this chart. Have you seen Amazon close below the bottom of a market profile since that bottom? And the answer is no. So where is Amazon headed to likely if it's a move lower out there? It's real simple. It's 28.7206. That is the bottom of its profile. Hasn't been tested. I'm not saying that Amazon is going to get down there, but that would be the price target. If there were a close below 28.7206, then we'd be looking at 26.75. That is where Amazon's most recent breakout was at, 26.7503. Does it have a top? Yes, but remember, whenever an instrument makes a top or a bottom, really its only obligation is to try to push back to, if it's a top, support. If it's a bottom, resistance. So we don't have any signal. I don't have a crystal ball to tell me whether Amazon's going to bust through that support level. Even if today's volume is high, it's not gotten down to that support area yet, 2872.06. So hopefully that helps you out with regard to Amazon, with regard to Microsoft. As long as we're here, let's just take a look at Apple. Apple, no topping signal or pattern that I have out here, although I'm sure I can draw on an A to B equals CD. It's trading below the top of its profile out here. This may be targeting 360, 364. That was the level where it had most recently broke out. The Apple chart is easier to answer the question, where's the buy point? Because that breakout level is right in between the center and bottom of a bullish structured market profile out there. So much easier for me to say, you know what, that 360, 364, 362, 53 level, that would be your buy point inside of Apple. And if Apple closes below that, then you know you have some kind of change, two closes obviously, then you know you have some type of change in trend signal out here. What's Google doing? What's the pattern out here in Google? Google made a sell the D point, and it did that with this dark cloud cover candle. So on the same day when the NASDAQ was making its high, has Google broken any real key levels of support? No. Where's it maybe headed to? Well, the bottom of its profile is 1472 and its breakout level is 1446. Those would be the targets. You need to see two closes below 1446 in order for Google to signal that there is trouble out here. If we take a look at Facebook, what is Facebook doing? So I believe this might be number 5 or 6, somewhere inside the top 6. And this has got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, bearish engulfing candle. Has support broken? The answer is no, it has not. Support here inside of Facebook is going to be 229.96. Below that, boy, it's way down. It's around the 178.14 level out there. But no key level has been broken. Intel makes up the 6th or the 7th weighting because Google takes up 2 of those slots because of their symbols out there, or their 2 different shares. But here, Intel's got a nice Gartley sell pattern. And you can see that Stevie's red line turned green yesterday. What that tells us is that we should see price and that line catch up to each other out here. But what we also see is 58 bucks even Steven has really held up as support, and that's the bottom of its profile, and that's the area that one would be watching. But first, watch the test of Stevie's green line. Not talking about it today. Not that it can't happen today. I'm just talking about when it does happen, because if it's a test and rejection, meaning it bounces off, it moves higher, well, that's a bullish message. Even though it's still got the bearish pattern, it has to take out that high from the early part of June in order to negate that Gartley sell pattern. So that's, I think we've thoroughly taken a look at the NQ out there, and I hope that helps everybody out. We'll probably have some really good information come mañana, assuming that today is going to be a lower close, because, again, this will be the second time since the March low where we would have 3 consecutive closes where each close was below the close of the prior bar. Okay, let's go take a look at something else out here. We'll do that when we get back from the break. What we're going to look at is AstraZeneca. AZN is the ticker symbol. Mike in New Hampshire is asking, where is a long entry? Is this pulling back to a buy point yet? We'll try to figure that one out.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live, and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So for Michael in New Hampshire, we're taking a look at AZN, AstraZeneca. We've got the daily, weekly, monthly charts on our screen right now. We can see the price is trading below the bottom of a bullish structured market profile, and that's at 56.60, 56.67. We're at 55.31. So if there's another close below that, Michael, that's telling us that this wants lower price. Now, based upon the weekly and monthly profiles, that target could be 50.25 to 50.38 out there. But price is actually, so the old breakout method, and this did break out. It's not going to match up with our TD9 breakout. Well, I don't believe it is, but we'll go take a look. In fact, I know it is because not going to, because I'm looking at another chart on another screen out here. But really the breakout, because there was volume on July 15th of 19 million shares out there. It was wide-ranging bar, accelerated volume. So the breakout really occurred between 53.23 and 54.10. So that may be an area for you to take a look at. You'll really want to take a look at volume, and I'm not sure what else we would take a look at. Here is AstraZeneca. Of course, I think that's the 10-minute chart. We're not interested in AstraZeneca on the 10-minute chart, but let's take a look at the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, Michael, and it makes it slightly difficult because you've got that breakout and that gap. Otherwise, without that, I would be telling you 50.22. 50.22 is the TD9 breakout in the daily time frame, and that 50.22 is going to help you tie into the weekly and the monthly top of their profiles. So my answer would be on the conservative approach out here would be 50.22 would be the level to be watching for a buy entry into AstraZeneca. I don't have any kind of real topping signal. I'm sure there's not really. I couldn't create an A to B equals CD here. That would be sensible. So there's no top that I see inside of AstraZeneca on the daily. The weekly doesn't have one of my signals for a top out here. Yeah, it doesn't. And price is coming back to Stevie's green line on that. That's about 55.16 or so. Maybe it's going to find support there, but I'd hesitate on saying that. The monthly chart, we still have a bit of time before the month ends. So although right now you've got a bearish shooting star candle that would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator topping, you'd have to see it close below 51.30. So we're not going to go there. We're going to just stick with the daily. And the answer, Michael, is 50.22. That's my final answer At least it's my final answer as of 1:44 in the afternoon right now. Let me see if there's any other questions that have come in out here. I don't see any. Don't see any by email. That doesn't mean they haven't come. So, we've got a caller on the line. We've got Jim in Palm Harbor. Jim, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you?
I'm doing good, Steve. How are you?
Very good. Thanks. And sorry about that. I almost overlooked your call. Shame on me. Shame on. So ADI, is that what we're going to look at, analog devices?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell us how I can help you.
Well, I know it's in a TD9 count on the daily down, and it's probably well below your green red line. And it looks like it's going to have some support around the 110.33 area.
Okay.
And that's just above a gap they had back in on 320 or 520, I mean.
Yes.
So I just kind of want to get your analysis on a good entry point.
Okay, so we also know the following. We know that it's trading below. This is going to be day number 3 below the bottom of its daily profile. We also know that price is trading now into the center of its weekly profile. That would be 111.01, kind of gets close to matching up to your breakout area that you're looking at. And on the monthly, the center of its profile is 108.01. So one possible area where this could find support would be the center of their profiles, and that would be on the daily and the weekly, and that's between 108 and 111. So it really complements the work that you've already done on that. Let's look at the other charts out here, see what other signals, if anything, we find. You've already identified today is bar number 9 of a TD9 count. At 110.41, I don't know if you had said this, and it must be, you must have, but at 110.41, that is the actual TD9 count breakout level. So the mere fact that today is going to be bar number 9, and you're going to get a TD9 count that occurs before the breakout level, it's actually somewhat bullish. Now, as you know, the low or high of a TD9 count can be on bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9. So would I enter a trade today? I wouldn't. I'd wait to see what tomorrow's candle looks like, and I would especially wait to see if 110.41 holds as support. What's your length of time for this trade? Is this just a trade? Are you looking to get into this for a longer term? What's kind of your cycle?
Probably just a short-term trade, possibly a swing trade type time frame.
Okay, yeah. So watch the 110.41 level. Watch today's action. It's nice that you've got that TD9 count breakout level that is near the center of the profiles on the weekly and the monthly. And so, why don't we try to take a look at this tomorrow as well, tomorrow or Monday out there.
Okay, sounds good. I really appreciate you.
Hey, you bet. Thanks so much for holding on. I appreciate that. And we'll look forward to talking to you soon. Let's go to Gary in Michigan. Gary, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you?
Hey, Steve, always great talking to you. You do an awesome job. And I know I'm at the end, so I'll make it quick. I'm looking to add to the 7.5 call, October call on the BTG. I'm kind of, everything I'm reading, hearing, talking, the great guys and the great people in the den and everything, or the YouTube chat. But mixed signals on whether I should hold off a little bit or get in now. And I'm pretty heavy in it already as far as adding to a position.
What's the reason? What's your thinking for not adding to the position?
Well, so I shoot myself in the foot usually overthinking it. Well, I'm a long-term player, so I'm buying longer term with the idea that as they go past that strike point, I'm going to hold them and we're going to reap the benefits. And I know there's all that option situation with that I don't quite understand totally, but the idea of diminishing return over time and all that. That said, I'm just want to know if there's going to be, it's significant if there is a pullback to gold, then, in the next week or so, then I'm probably shooting myself in the foot by 50 cents,
Okay, absolutely. Okay, so let's take a look at BTG, and because you're also going to, and you've talked about gold, so we'll take a look at both of those, and that way we've got a well-rounded thought process or approach here. So with regard to BTG, is that okay?
Great. Okay. Awesome.
Great. So with regard to BTG, what we know right now is that price is trading above daily, weekly, and monthly profile levels. So it's above resistance areas. Now, those could be support on any kind of a pullback. So that'd either be 609, 575, or 437. That was daily, weekly, and monthly levels to take a look at. Now, let's go take a look at BTG with my other tools out here, see if there's any kind of topping signal pattern or anything. And the answer there right now I can say is no. I don't see a topping pattern per se. As far as price pulling back, 636 would be the level to be watching. That's Stevie's green line. We can see how prices dance along that green line really ever since June 22nd. No reason to think that it would be any different. So we're about to go to a break. Hold on if you would. But 636 is the first number that pops up on my screen as a potential area to make a buy. The weekly has me concerned because it's in wave number 7. That's letter G. But we'll be right back with Gary in Michigan.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated folic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at BTG with Gary in Michigan. So Gary, the entry points, support levels to take a look at on the daily time frame for BTG are between 609, which is the top of its daily profile, and about 630 or so. That is Stevie's green line out there. Let's take a look at gold here. And let me try to do it quick. So here's what we know about gold. It broke through a consolidation. That consolidation lasted for quite a while. In essence, it began in April of 2020. It's broken out of that. The consolidation area was between 1672 or 1671 and 1789. That gives us a measured move price projection of about 1907. And gold's gotten pretty close to that. So you possibly are nearing the end of the move. When you break a consolidation, price typically makes a move equal to or greater than the consolidation. That's the piece of it that I don't know. So if we look for signals that could be greater than, what I do is I take a look at how's gold trading in all the major currencies. Well, today it made a new all-time high in terms of gold priced in pounds, gold priced in yen. It matched a prior high with regard to gold priced in euros. The target for gold priced in dollars would take us up to the 1923.70 level. So I would say odds favor that gold's going to go tag that area, make a new all-time high like the other indices have done. Typically, when there's any kind of significant top, you will see the commodity go ahead and top out in all currencies on or about the same time. So if gold gets above 1923.70 and joins the other currencies out here, one could say that's very bullish, but you'd also have to be very cautious out here. So I can envision, Gary, and this is the answer to your question, gold making that move up to 1923 and that being the high for a couple months. And I apologize that we're out of time out here. I tried to do it quickly, but screwed up there.
You did a great job. No, you didn't. Thanks for getting that, and maybe I'll call back again another time, and we can look at some of the gold next points, breakout points.
Sounds great.
Okay,
hey, Gary, have a great day. Everybody else out there, you have a great day, too. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours, and I'll see you on Fantastic Friday.
You will.